Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the Ads FC show. Today we're talking about Arsenal. And let's be honest, Arsenal fans, the season hasn't started very well, has it? I've got my mate Avi here. He's a diehard Arsenal fan. He's got some strong opinions about Arsenal. We're going to be talking firstly about the signings that Arsenal have made, the players that have come in and the players that have gone out. And let's see what an Arsenal fan has to say about this. If you like this video, if you want to support the channel, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all those good things, and enjoy the video. To be honest, I didn't even know who the fuck that oak was, bro.
Well, actually, Arsenal were scouting him in the beginning of the transfer window. Him and I think Spurs were very into him. Spurs, I think, couldn't get a deal done. So
Did
Spurs
also not know who he was and then found him on YouTube?
They probably spelled his name wrong or something on the paperwork because they don't know who the hell he is. But no, they were scouting him for quite a while. So Arsenal were interested, but I think Arsenal's priority was to get rid of one of our three right backs first.
So Bellerin was out as well at the end there.
Yeah, to Betis, yeah. But I think they were looking at him. They were definitely looking at him. I think it was him, Max Aaron. They also wanted Tyler Adams, but Adams doesn't want to go he doesn't want to come to Arsenal. That's like a whole nother discussion where people are talking about why didn't Arsenal break the bank or for example, why did Arsenal sign Ben White rather than going out and getting Edmund Tapsoba or another big or Upamecano or something like that.
Upamecano. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think they would have. They don't have the clout for that.
Why? You don't have Champions League. You don't even have Europa League, and you've got turmoil.
Not even the young Conference League there, bro.
No. Well, thanks.
So okay. Now that the signings are done, we know who's in. We know who's out. Mm-hmm. How would you line up against Norwich this weekend, and how would you look to line up going forward? Because to me, when I look at the signings, it's kind of building for the future. Whether you've got the manager in to build for the future is another thing, but we'll talk about the manager now. But I just want to know if you had to do your 11, and 11 building a team videos bang on YouTube. So give me your 11, and then I'll even try and put in an image, and I'll create the thing for you. So let's go.
Well, to answer your question about Arsenal building for the future, so you asked me about the transfer window. Just to close that off, I think it was a good window. Firstly, as I said, we're not going to get Varane. He's not coming to Arsenal. So people with that stupid stat, Ronaldo and Varane cost less than Ben White. Ronaldo and Ben White and Varane would never, maybe in 5 years ago, might have thought about it, but no one will come to Arsenal. So you can't say Arsenal was stupid to buy Ben White. Yes, for 50 million, it's very stupid. But for 50 million, they should have got Basuma and White, to be honest.
For sure.
Same thing with Aaron Ramsdale. For 26 million, whatever he might end up costing, you could have got Onana to come in, obviously, but they want a homegrown, which I understand. But then why not go for a Freddie Woodman? Pinch you guys.
I was just about to say, you could have gone for Freddie Woodman. The man is starting in the Premier League. I don't rate him that highly, but I would have saved the money. I think you're getting as good a goalkeeper in Woodman as you would in Ramsdale for half the price.
And what bugs me about his signing is the reason we're getting rid of Bernd Leno is not because he's a bad shot stopper. By no means. He's a brilliant shot stopper, probably up there with some of the best.
No, for sure. The fantasy points don't lie.
Yeah, exactly. But what he's absolute shit at is playing out from the back and commanding his box. Like, he's abysmal at that. He's probably one of the worst in the Premier League at that. So we getting rid of Bernd Leno for that reason, and you're bringing in a guy who doesn't do that anyway. He's better, but that's not his game. He doesn't play That's why I say Andre Onana. The problem is with Onana only coming back in November is we would have had to play with Arthur Okonkwo or Runarsson, who I think Runarsson you could have done a better job.
So, I broke my wrist playing goalie, and I could play better than that, bro.
With the broken wrist, you probably would have.
With Onana, you would have lost him for AFCON as well. There's also AFCON.
That's the thing. In January, but the problem is you lose him for that month, fine. But would he be picked on the basis of missing 2 months of football? Only having 2 months of football.
If you're the national, he's from Cameroon, right? Or Senegal?
Cameroon.
Cameroon, yeah. If you're the Cameroon coach and you've got the goalkeeper there, he'll go even if he doesn't play. You take 3 goalkeepers.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same token, so then coming back to this, the reason that we didn't go for Onana is because of the fuck-ups we made 2 years ago or last year when we signed Runarsson as the second choice. Because now we're literally in a position, you've got an 18-year-old who he played like an 18-year-old in the preseason in Okonkwo. Again, they like him and whatever, but he's like tiny. He's very thin and small. He's going to get bullied. I mean, what they did to Leno at the Brentford game, imagine him. He would have probably had like back surgery or something afterwards.
Yes,
but Jesus, yeah. So that's the problem. If we had a second choice like Matt Ryan, for example, if we had Matt Ryan, Arsenal could have signed Onana. It makes sense because then you still have a decent backup, and next season you sell Leno, you have Matt Ryan as your player that you're going to use in the interim until Onana is there, and then you switch them out. But apparently Matt Ryan said himself that Arsenal wanted a homegrown keeper. He asked if he could come back. They said they wanted a homegrown, and he wanted more assurances on playing time. So that's the flip side. Arsenal needed a keeper that's good enough, but also is happy to play second fiddle. And I think there probably are a lot better keepers on the continent than Ramsdale that fits that mold. But for some reason, Arsenal seem to think that they need 11 homegrown talents. I don't understand it. No other club is doing what they're doing. For 26 million, you could have.
It's strange. It's very un-Arsenal-like, and you'd think with Edu
doesn't make sense.
Sort of in charge of signings, what does he care about English homegrown talent?
Well, he's shown he didn't care because he signed like half of the fucking Brazil squad. So, well, the geriatric Brazil squad.
He signed his mate there.
He signed all his China. So if I'm telling you, if Onana was a Kia client, he would have been signed at Arsenal about 6 years ago.
For sure.
So I think, just to close off the signings, we overpaid by a country mile, but I don't think they were bad by any means. And I think we got a real bargain and a gem in Lokonga. I think that guy really, from what I've seen, I'm not going to profess I've been following the Jupiler League, but he
can't
really
say
has
I
the shot.
That often either, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't say you know what channel they show that on, to be honest.
Exactly. So, but he's looked like super good. He's looked really comfortable.
In the last couple of games that he's played, that I've seen him play, he looked very good. And I thought a partnership of him and Partey would be really good.
Well, we're getting to that now.
We'll get into that.
We're getting to that now.
That I think that'll be part of the Xhaka conversation because One Oak's got to go. You know what I mean? But okay, so
I'll go pay his buyout clause to get him off the fucking books. Xhaka.
Hey, you've got the cheese, boy. We know. We'll put it up. I'll even pitch in, bro. I even as a non-Arsenal
your wedding
fan,
present.
I'll pitch in as well. Anyway, back to just to sort of round off the signings. Just one player that I would want to get your opinion on. I feel like this guy leaving I felt like he could have offered a lot more. And I'm not going to talk about Willock. I'm not going to talk about Willock. Willock was your best player. But anyway, I mean, we've spoken about it. It's been done to death. No, of course,
him and Jesse Lingard,
he was the best. He was the best Arsenal player since he joined us on loan last season. But anyway, we won't talk about that. What about Reece Nelson? The Oak has had so much potential. He killed it in 2 stints in the Bundesliga. Okay, I say killed it.
It was good. He was good. He wasn't Sancho, but he was good.
But don't you think he could have got a chance this season?
No. Well, no, he wouldn't. I think last season he should have gone out on loan. I think everyone realized that he apparently wanted to stay at Arsenal. I don't think they would have told him to stay. He wanted to stay and fight for his place, which is stupid. Sure. 400 minutes across the season. He should have gone out on loan, as should have Eddie Nketiah, and all the youngsters should have gone out on loan. We should have had a squad strong enough to cope without them. But Arsenal,
you didn't have the strength in depth. You needed them. Those Oaks were starting half the games.
Exactly. So with Edu in charge, we've had some stupid signings. And I mean, we were paying people to go away. We were paying Kolasinic's wages to go and play at Schalke. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so Nelson, he's had talent. I've seen absolutely fuck all of him to think anything of him recently because he's playing 1 game every 6 games. And when he comes on, he's trying to do everything with the ball and he gets tackled. And he's like
a terrible waste, in my opinion.
He should have gone on loan 100% last year. But this year, I think going on loan is the only thing that he could have done besides leaving. So I do think, like you saying, he should have stayed and played. I don't see that because he's not getting in ahead of Pepe and across the front line. I think Odegaard is going to play in the middle at 10, even though Emil has the 10. I think Odegaard plays at 10, and you're going to have one of Saka, Martinelli, or Emil Smith-Rowe, or 2 of them on either side. And there's no space for him. So he's going to get less minutes.
Do you think? No, I know. There's a lot less games. No, for sure.
Yeah.
He probably would have stayed if there was a Europa League or some other kind of
it would have made sense. Yeah.
Midweek competition for you guys to go into, probably. But
100%.
do you think that he'll come back and actually make it in the team? And I ask for Reece Nelson and William Saliba as well. Do you think this is the last time they go on loan and they come back and they actually can compete to be in the Arsenal team? Or is it because sometimes it's just like the loans happen to just see the contract down? You know what I mean? It's not even like.
Well, we extended Reece Nelson's contract by a year, actually. So he's coming back for another year after his loan.
I get that. But,
that could be value protection, though.
That could be that could be value protection. That could be, we're just trying to, if is a possibility that he does do well on loan and someone wants to pay for him, we're conserving a little bit of value here because you got to buy out that value of the contract basically. But do you think him and Saliba will actually come back and compete for a starting spot at Arsenal or just to be in the squad next season?
Different reasons. My answer is no, but for different reasons. So Reece Nelson, I don't know if he's ready for the Premier League yet. He's still he looks so fragile. He
looks scared, bro. He looks scared.
He reminds me of Daniel James, actually. Like, they play very similarly. They're a lot of pace, but they're not strong. There's a lot of pace and a lot of things going on. Like a lot of
it's not like all up there. I think the decision making at the end isn't the best.
Yeah, and the problem is he has to impress when he comes on. So he tries all this shit and it doesn't work. And I don't think he's at this point. I think in the next 2 to 3 years he might be ready for Arsenal because clearly there was a talent there at some point. But and for Saliba, on another reason why I pray he comes into the side, but I don't see it because if I were him, I'd flip the bird at Arsenal, tell him to get fucked. To be honest, Arsenal have treated him like absolute shit. And Ian Wright actually went off. I don't know if you saw after the City game, he actually went off in studio. They said the photos you could see he was nearly crying. He says Arsenal told Saliba, you're not ready for Premier League and you're not ready for this side. Then you've got fucking Kolasinac playing at centre back.
Oh,
like, how can you say that? I need to go to yoga again because this is gonna get my shit up again.
Yeah, I know, bro. I can see you're getting warm there, bro. Who mismanaged Saliba? Is it Arteta that you blame for Saliba, or is it more than?
Nobody knows what the story is. It's gonna come out, but nobody knows right now what the story is because
you spent bags on the guy. Like, how much? He was an expensive sign.
28 million.
28 million to get loaned out twice, and has he? I don't even know if has he actually made. He has made an appearance.
Played a competitive game. No,
has he not made an appearance yet for Arsenal?
Not a competitive fixture. He's played a preseason, I think, last year or year before.
That's right, because they signed him and then he went immediately out on loan the first season back to
St. Etienne. Straight back. Yes.
Then
in the second season, what happened was he came back and they said, we're going to give you the preseason. I think he even said it. They told me, you're going to give me preseason and then see if I'm ready and we'll play. And then all of a sudden through preseason, boom, St. Etienne asked for him back for the cup final or something to that effect. Arsenal blocked it or they fucked the transfer up. Arsenal tried to send him out again and they were looking for clubs for him. And he even came out and said, I'm told that I'm not ready for this league, which doesn't make sense when you've got Pablo Murray this guy was paying in Brazil a couple of years back and he's 28. So how
that's one of Edu's brothers there. It's Edu's cousin's son there or something. Bro.
Yeah, for sure.